Last orders at the bar, please.
Welcome to Tavern Tales, a curated 5e Dungeons & Dragons adventure set in the tales of the Yawning Portal campaign module by Wizards of the Coast. Previously on Tavern Tales, Tauren fell again to the ravages of the Sunless Citadel, but was revived by Yshiria once the skeletons were defeated, and now the group is drawn in by a musical oar playing, of all things, Pockable's canon indeed.
Come sit down and drink with the enemy, raise a glass and toast to the enemy, and I'm not gonna do this on my own. So come sit down and laugh with the enemy, raise your glass and sing to the enemy, and I'm not gonna do this on my own. So I won't end up being alone, 'cause I won't drink my drink alone. So what about you? One beer or two, I'll drink to you.
Episode 2.
I'll be your host and dungeon master, Kyle, playing all of the other variegated characters as we work our way through the first adventure in the Tales from the Yawning Portal. Today, I'll point at someone and then they'll have to introduce themselves and tell us who their character is and what class they are and maybe something interesting about them, and go.
My name is Sydney, and I'm playing Tauren Silverkin, a half-elf monk who is a far traveler from faraway lands of the elves where his mother resides, though he does not know her, but he would like to.
Wouldn't everyone like to know their mother?
Yes.
All right, so you may choose somebody else to have them introduce their character.
Hello, I'm Drayden Silverkin, a half-elf fighter, who is, I would say, the prodigal son, maybe?
I'm the favorite.
I'm also happen to be a folk hero. I went by the Fox when I was folk heroing, and yes, that is the technical term for it. And I also like to support my family and make sure that they are successful in everything that they try to do.
Cool, and who are you playing today?
Drayden Silverkin.
Oh, I thought that's who you were.
Oh, you mean I'm Marie Claire?
That's your name. My darling wife. All right.
All right.
Clever.
You. Slave.
See, I'm not just the only one who says it.
No, you're not a slave.
You're introducing Paige, another character guy.
Yep.
Apparently Paige is also a slave, but I am playing Ariana. I am a tiefling sorcerer. My background is a guild artisan, so that's kind of fun. And I'm a slave.
But not really.
Nope, I'm a slave.
According to Dad. Our favorite one.
I'm Julianna. I'm playing Stork Silverkin.
I'm a half-orc, warlock. Dad loves me, I love Dad. I have fun with my family. Here's my sister. I have one, I think.
What am I?
Slave.
You set me up for that.
Back by popular demand, my name is Aaron. I'm playing Yshiria. I am the only healer in the group. I'm a human cleric, and I have a cold this week, so Yashiria's voice is going to be lower than normal.
Yeah, you're a cleric of...
The sun,
Palor.
the light, Palor.
There we go.
Paleo diet.
Paleo diet.
Yeah, that's definitely the god's name.
Yeah, your brother loves that because it's the only meat diet. All right.
Chill.
Exactly. Meat chill.
Chill. Colder.
That's not making things cold. All right.
Yeah.
So, all right. Does anybody want to recap a bit of the last adventure? Get everybody up to speed. We did not play that long ago, so... I will have you all roll 20s for the first time. The very lucky person is the person who rolls the lowest.
16.
Yeah, brothers. 17.
Shit.
It's all up to you, Yshiria.
Believe in Palor.
You did not believe.
Apparently.
I didn't believe in the paleo god. So where we left off. We exited the rat pit where my unfortunate brother died
Yet
the
again.
first time. Can't remember where else we went. It was a long time ago.
We were hearing a flute.
Yes.
That is the very last thing.
That is the very
that
last
you guys
thing.
heard.
Skipped over everything else.
Skipped everything else.
I got
Like
bit
the
by a giant rat.
skeletons.
I went, ow.
You did get bit a few times by a rat.
I died again.
Yeah, you died twice.
Torin died twice.
And then heroes never die, so.
Yeah.
We were checking out some archer slits.
Yeah, slit.
Yeah,
That
where
is
3
the proper
skeletons came back to
pronunciation.
life.
Yeah.
and that's
Right.
what
My
laid
magic
Torin low.
backfired again.
The magic backfired.
I used to go up, up.
Up and away.
And we ended upon gazing across a formerly locked room with a bunch of orbs that were broken to a
Except for
still
Except for one.
together orb
And that's where the
that was
coming
oddly
from.
playing canon in D.
Someone who's getting married.
Someone is announcing their nuptials, apparently.
So there's a few things though, like you are on a path that is not being explored. You opened a door that had not been opened in a very, very long time. Dust lies everywhere.
Blocked by magic.
Torn said my family sucks. I remember that. I wrote that down. When he came back to life.
Torin says that pretty frequently, actually. And
I feel like that's just his way of expressing his love. I don't know that you should judge him on that.
I would.
I never judge. Books have many covers, insides.
with that in mind, the
That's deep.
we'll pull it back a moment from the intensity of that statement, and we'll talk about how this game works. Remember, all of you are not sitting here in the moment. This is a tale being told by a grizzled veteran in the Yawning Portal, regaling their comrades in front of a fireplace. And they have, I'll start in here. The old timer finishes a long pull from their flagon, looks around at the riveted faces of those at the tables, and sighs dramatically. And now our little family stands poised before a blue glowing ball, emitting an almost flute-like song. They've forgotten all about the poor townfolk who've disappeared within the Sunless Citadel, broken into a part of the dungeon no one has stepped foot in for centuries, with the images of treasure and exploration dancing through their heads. Drayden breaks the moment of silence, saying,
Did that sparkly ball just play a tune?
And now, let us peek into the adventure itself, with the motes of dust hanging heavy in still air, the fluted notes of Pachelbel's canon in D gently emanating from a magical sphere, and the guttering flame of the torches throw flickering shadows upon ancient stone walls.
I hear it too.
Oh, good. It's not just in my head.
My head sings too.
Good.
Good.
I'm guessing that's a magical artifact. Anybody?
Yeah, we should check it.
Could be
I don't know.
magic.
Well, I
Oh,
think
I have
Music
plus 4
box.
Icarna. Or Icana.
We should still be cautious. We don't know whether it means good or evil. to
Because
us.
the last time we
Let's
weren't
check it
cautious. We
together.
Can I
ran
check
through
it?
a
Can I look
room.
at it?
I don't.
Yeah, so what are you doing at the moment? Of course, you're all gathered just on the entranceway of the magical door that you've opened. You've just saved Torin's life once again as she was attacked from behind by that rat. He
Based
You're
on
right.
previous experience, I'm going to assume that this room, other than the magical lock that protected the wall, may or may not have some sort of natural protection or unnatural protection. Is there anybody who is slightly more investigative than I am that could take a look?
I'm not proficient in it.
I have +5 perception.
Investigation.
I got plus
I have
2
Maybe I should
investigation.
take
I have plus 2, but I'm not
Investigation.
proficient.
at some point.
I have plus 2, but I'm not proficient in it.
Yeah, I have +2 too.
Plus
That's
22
two.
then.
That's
Two.
plus 2.
2.
What are you at?
Plus 2 for investigation.
Can I Arcana it? Like, proficient in it?
No. Here, I'll help you look, Torin. Just look around, perceive things.
Sure. I want to see if there's any traps on our way to the orb.
Sure. All right, you guys make your way steadily towards the emanating light and the tinkling music. You can make your perception check or investigation check to see for traps. You break a 10. Yeah, no, you don't really. There's no traps that you can see. However, all of you are able to perceive as you get closer. The music grows louder in your ears. When you get to the to about 5-10 feet away from it, though, music flares, and you all need to make a wisdom saving throw.
Okay.
Everyone's made their throws? Mm-hmm. All right, so if you have a 15 or higher, put your hand up. So the two of you stand there for a brief moment. The three of you are overcome with an urgent need to just leave immediately, to vacate the premises. And you start moving towards the doors. A magical effect has taken a hold of you. It is almost like a fear that innately drives you to leave the Sunless Citadel. So on each of your subsequent turns, you will need to make a movement to get out of the range of this magical sphere. So you begin to, they start to scatter, heading towards the door as quickly as they're moving.
Family, wait.
We have to leave.
Wait. It's just an orb. There's nothing wrong with it.
But we have to leave.
No, you're just
Good.
and you go.
All right, fine, go.
Yeah.
Guess it's just us.
So you proceed back through the door. You go through the little tunnel there that had the rat attack with the rubble wall. You go through that other door, the wooden door, out into the main area. You can still hear the music in that main column, and you head right back out to the garrison entrance where the pit trap is that Torrin almost died in. And now you're at the edge of that. You're looking up at the steps to start to climb them, and you realize, why am I doing? Where am I going? Why am I here?
Traded.
I'm not there.
Why I leave you?
Yeah.
Sister, did you feel that too?
I did. It was strange, but I felt it.
It didn't make me
I'm not
happy.
sure what that was, but it can't be any good.
No.
I wonder what brothers are doing.
We should tear some of our clothes off and put it in our ears.
So, what are the two of you doing?
I'm gonna
Sounds like pleasant music.
come closer to it.
The music swells even louder.
All right.
Am I able to do an Arcana check on it?
Absolutely. At this point, you may now make an Arcana check.
18 plus I have proficiency, so plus 4, right?
It is most assuredly
So 22.
a magical artifact that is like a warding, preventative trespassing measure that when anyone gets close enough to it, it will begin to emanate this music that causes people to leave immediately.
Can I try to pick it up?
In a moment, you see it is the one on the southern wall is the only one active. You know that the three on the other wall were at some point also, while the Sunless Citadel was a location, those were also in effect. And likely when the Citadel fell into this ravine and fell to ruin and disrepair for the last couple of centuries, they broke over time. This one has managed to fragilely maintain its corporeal form. It is very, very flimsy. When you look at it more closely, it warbles and flares. Do you have any performance skills or any ability with the musical instrument?
I can
just
carpenter
have-
the shit out of this.
I just have
You ran away.
persuasion and
Flautist
intimidation.
ran away. But how about you, folk hero? Do you have any proficiency with a musical instrument?
No,
No?
only carpentry. I could whittle you a flute.
So, you realize as well with your Arcana check when you look upon this orb that handling it, touching it in any way, shape, or form, unless you are very careful and proficient with a musical instrument, you could break this orb with but a touch.
It's like a musical instrument, sort of.
I'm good at playing.
Yeah, Oriana has realized that it's some sort of like magical musical instrument thing. But that would require someone with ability with a musical instrument to handle.
I
So-
can play strings if
Would a plus 4 charisma help?
Do you have any spells or anything that could make somebody more
thaumaturgy maybe.
robust to? Oh, do you have mage hand?
No.
Thaumaturgy maybe could make you sound better while you sing.
You want me to sing?
Wow.
That's
Come
so
on,
funny.
Trina.
You're not here.
I'm coming back. I'm really good at the lute.
Ooh, I have a glass orb. Can I pull it out and look at it and be like, is this like this?
So you can, but if you do attempt to touch it or handle it in any way, it may shatter.
I have a glass orb on my character sheet.
Well, yeah. Oh, so you are capable with a glass orb, but it's not a musical instrument.
Oh, damn it.
So you're three.
I play the orbs.
Is that what you call it? Your glass orb?
Yeah. So the three of
Just
you
the
are
one.
are standing outside, and your two other siblings are still indoors.
Can we go back to them?
Yes, you begin to proceed back in, and that once you get once you go to open the door into the column again, you begin to hear the sound of the music, and the sound of the music at all for you at this point requires you to make a save.
All of us?
I will follow.
19.
Absolutely, you have defeated the music within you. You have the magic
I just
in
started
you.
dancing.
Have the music.
All right. And yep, you boop boop-a-doo through the door, warlock orc style, and return to your comrades. What did you roll?
I'll try to return.
Sure. Yeah, the other two of you may attempt as well.
15.
15 is sufficient by just the... But you feel the music swell within you and feel like you need to dash away all. But you withhold it and you make your way back to join your siblings. You turn to look back, though, and Yashiria is not even in the pit trap. She's, like, sitting on the stairs.
Yashiria.
Follow when you can, sister.
Bye, guys.
Heroes never
Perhaps
Don't even realize,
a third
like,
time
You're
is the
sitting on
charm.
the stairs, away from the music.
It's nice stonework.
So you return. Or does Oriana pass on the information that she's gleaned from her incredible Arcana check?
Yes. Well, knowing that Sidork is proficient musician, I pass the information on to him.
Great.
When he arrives. Maybe a duo would be even cooler.
Yes.
So wait, Sidork is the capable musician? I thought it was Torin.
Both of them are.
Both.
I feel like there should be a duet
Yeah, from
of musical instruments.
So yeah, as you guys also arrive, when you get within that 15 feet radius of it, the music swells to levels that are almost unbearable.
I think
at
it's
this point,
it's
with
wanting you
four
to
of
play
you
Can
standing
We Be
there.
back to it.
And Drayden obviously does not sound like he knows what he's talking about at all. Like he's just literally trying to be. Like, I'm just trying to add to the conversation, brothers, sisters, friends, slaves. I'm just, it definitely sounds like he's like, you gotta play it back to it. Like he's that bro brother.
Yeah.
So the two of you may make normally performance is a charisma check, but because you're determining the nature of the musical instrument and whatnot, I'm going to require an intelligence check. However, if you are proficient in performance, you may add that proficiency. 22 is, and actually, are you're proficient in instruments as well, or?
I'm good at playing musical instruments, but not performance.
Oh, what? Well, you have skill set in particular musical instrument. Which one
Yeah.
did you take?
String instruments.
Like the mandolin? The
Technically
lute? Okay.
correct, but no feeling.
Yeah.
Yeah, no one has actually performed. All they've done is tried to intuit what's going on with this musical instrument. And you have determined, based on your incredible role and your skill set, that it is actually an ocarina. It is a fragile
Time?
crystal ocarina. Link, I'll wait with you. And go climb a mountain for like 3 days.
Not if it's raining out.
Oh,
Then
well,
you'll
then you
slide
would
back
definitely be
down.
climbing it for 3 days. You can see where the magical, like it is a solid orb. You can see where the mouthpiece would be. You can see where the holes would be, and these flare with the music as though they're being depressed at the right moment for the sounding. Given your skill set in flute already, it's right up your alley. I only would require a DC 10 check from music performance from you in this instance, so definitely a charisma, to handle this and figure out a way in which to protectively store it. Will allow you to not break it. Anybody else
do we have a
with
box?
their layman's calloused swordsman?
I can make a box for her.
You definitely could, yes.
I will
Yeah, the
go
next-
to carpentrying
Carpenter in
with what is remains of things around us.
skeleton bones.
Yeah. So Drayden uses all of the proper words that you
Yes.
would use for
Yes.
for the creation
master
of a
craft.
proper
I
cabinet.
shall carpentry at this.
I'm going to attempt to craft a box.
Yeah, absolutely. You can do that during any short rest that you guys have to take
Yeah.
from here. You may do that. I'm just
Sizing
going to
up
require
wood.
the one check from you to figure out a way to pick it up. And how would you feel based on what you have in your character sheet? Protectively store it.
Or do it for Dad.
Not for that.
So do you want to tell me how you're planning on protectively storing it on your character sheet? If you do, I will award or advantage on this roll if I like what I hear. Yashiria, would you like to come back?
I was about to ask. Can I try again?
You bet. You're part of the game. You're important. But no, you may not come back.
You're like, hey,
What was it? A wisdom? Just
Yeah.
12 not do it?
No, you need a 15.
hey guys.
I love how the person
you doing?
who's proficient in wisdom checks and super skilled at it can't seem to roll higher than 6.
I bet you if I started walking home.
Actually, the
back
sun
to
is
Dad.
almost setting again. It's passing over as you guys have been here
dark
all through the entire night and then almost the entirety of the day.
The same.
Well,
Took us a long time to figure out that
actually
door.
am equipped with glass blowers tools.
Yes, roll with advantage. That is all on its
Therefore,
own. Yeah.
I believe I have proper packing for fragile glass objects.
It's like
that
this
I
was
would be
made for
blowing.
you.
That's hilarious.
I'm gonna make you a box to put that in. So hard.
Torin likes boxes.
17.
A natural 17 on the die, not even adding your performance and charisma bonus to it makes you over 20 for sure, which tells me you pick it up, and in the moment you pick it up, the music stops.
Yes. Hey, Yashiria.
Come back.
What's up?
My head's
I go
not
sprinting
singing.
forward as the music stops.
So you don't have any idea. You're sitting on the stairs. You come to yourself. It's your senses. You're like, okay, I can't hear the music. You start to come back and try to like trepidatiously step forward to not hear the music. Yes, I did say that. And you start walking towards the with great deal of fear and trepidation. You failed this 3 times in a row. Yashiria opens the door and cringes to hear the possibility of the music. It is quiet. You hear your family calling your name within.
I too hate Canon and D.
That was Drayden or
No, me myself.
And I.
Marie Claire also hates that music. It's cool, sister.
So there is a door on the other side across from the door that you came in through. Now that you have made it past this protective barrier telling you to stop, to not go any further, this is bad. That door is just standing there waiting for you to open it.
Just like all Silverkins, we assume signs and warnings are just optional. And so we're going to charge ahead like the foolish fools we are.
Yeah, like for the Silverkin family, no solicitation really
means
it's just
kind of more of a-
solicitation.
It's kind of like no solicitation means maybe means yes.
But you haven't allowed me to solicit for no solicitation.
Exactly.
So, who walks over to the door?
I will go first.
Really?
I will go first.
Just ignore where like you don't even care what the what was causing the music or how it was
just gonna
stopped.
go ahead.
Just like marches. So Yashiri comes through the door, looks at the family. What do you do? Nod abruptly.
I'm gonna take one of the
and
broken
tufts.
orbs with me.
Sure. Yeah, you can gladly
Yeah.
take one of the broken
Perhaps
orbs,
I
put it in
can
a
fix
bag.
them with my glass blowers tools. Possibly.
Well, yeah, Sydney definitely would like to try it, but I'm gonna guess that Torin's not.
Could I instill magic
I'm gonna-
back into them?
You could.
Torin, I dare you to eat it.
You guys are all level 1. I really don't want to burst your bubbles or your baubles, but
But some artifact collector in Waterdeep might be very interested in checking this out, and I feel like we could probably sell it for a lot of coin.
sure. Yeah, you can lug around a bunch of broken glass. I have no problem.
No, I'm taking one.
I mean, if you would like to appraise it first or whatnot,
Sure.
yeah, I mean, definitely have a look to see if it's something you think would be worthwhile. Let me know what sort of intelligence check you'd like to make on that one. And then, of course, just put it in your pocket and believe that it's going to be worth a great deal of money.
I'm
And
going
then
to
every time you put your
investigate
hand
it.
in, cut it.
Yeah.
broken
Walking
glass.
on broken glass. Why?
Literally.
Because Drayden insisted on taking it.
I'm walking on
No.
broken glass.
Yeah,
9.
So, yeah, no, I mean, you believe that there is the potentiality of there being value in this glass.
I mean, if
And you have the tools to lock it away, and it's not going to be a danger to or a poke and prod. So go
Yeah.
ahead, absolutely, no problem with that. Yashiria, it's a nice, solid oak door. It is aged considerably with time. You go to open it, it's a little stuck because the door jamb is bent a bit, but it doesn't take your prodigious strength to open it at all. It's just another little subtle tug.
That means no string.
is it so it's an oak door?
Yes.
Can I attempt to dismantle the oak door to turn it into a box?
That would take you a short rest, and would an oak door turning into a box? Yeah, you can do that in a short rest. You're all geared up, sure.
Just gonna dismantle part of the door
That's
to
the way
take
that-
it with me.
I've seen
A
your
giant
mini.
board.
I don't know where you
always
keep
does
all these
that.
tools.
I don't know. I got a backpack. I'm assuming under this.
I have
cool
a
cloak.
satchel.
I have a Dungeoneer's pack.
I have
Got
a
a
merce.
hammer. And
Right, so
another thing that's
do you open the
used
door or
for
do you just check it
carpentry?
out and you're already giving it a tug? You know it just
Little
opens at the end. So
I will
Nailed.
check the door, make sure it's all good.
sure, give me a perception check.
I was going to ask, do you want me to just
Go,
blow
sister,
it open
go.
so you don't get
What?
hurt?
What?
I just have to make sure
Yup,
the corners
19.
are plumb.
A nat
Right on.
19 on your perception check, plus your proficiency skill, I don't doubt, plus your wisdom skill. So I don't doubt that this is...
20, would that be 20%? Yeah, 23.
You do not hear anything other than Drayden's thoughts about how to turn a door into a
I'm really thinking about how to make the corners plumb with the lack of
Some tongue
like a
and
bench.
some tongue and groove set up here.
And, yeah, like I don't really have a way to make some tongue grooves.
Can
in
I
this
put Drayden to
situation.
Yeah, so
sleep?
the listeners at home can, just so that they know, she's got her iPhone out and she's scrolling through carpentry tools terms and
Yeah.
whatnot. Yeah. No, not at all.
No, I'm married to you, and so I know some of the terms.
I didn't bring my hand planer with me. Whatever will I do?
I don't have my
I'll use the
corner
roughened
thing.
end of my tongue to fire it down. So yeah,
Like
you don't hear
sandpaper.
anything. You don't
I
believe
use,
that. You mean you can do an
Sidork's
investigation
back.
check as well. Use Sidork's back.
to like sand it.
That's smooth, not hairy. You shave it for me.
Cannon.
It's true, but why wouldn't you for a bro?
Thank you, bro.
Fist bump. All right. So yes,
We have to say that.
you can make an investigation check to determine if there's any traps or any whatnot going on. That's not a skill set you guys are normally really good at. So I recommend somebody assisting you to get advantage on the check.
What are we doing?
Investigation check.
So Sidork is helping you.
So he just rolls.
So you just roll the one. You're going to roll twice as opposed to, but I'll just
15.
take whatever the higher number is. 15 is, and that's just straight up 15. Nothing
Yep,
else.
straight up 15.
All right. So yeah, 15 is good enough to the two of you have determined that you don't believe that there are any traps connected to this door. You swing it open, and the air is stale as you peer down a 20-foot long corridor, which would lead to another closed, this time stone door. It's 20 foot long. It is 15 feet wide.
Would you like to go first?
Looks like
I
stone.
will take point.
Okay, you can proceed into the hall.
Go, sister, go, sister, go. Go, sister, go, sister, go.
So
It's just like us
Sidork
to let
is
a
right
girl
behind
lead.
you, cheering you on, right behind your ear. Go, sister.
Go, sister, go.
Sister. Oh, not in canon D.
I don't know how to keep a beat. That's one of my problems with playing a league.
So,
Can I cast the spell right now?
what would you like
Like-
to cast?
Cast Shield of Faith on myself.
What does that do?
It gives me +2 AC for 10 minutes.
Okay, you believe you're going to get attacked?
Really, you're gonna give it to yourself?
I have the highest AC. I need it.
Why?
All right. So has anybody else entered this corridor as of yet?
Yeah, I'll enter behind her.
Okay,
Yeah,
you're
you
entering
be
behind
behind, I'll be
Sidork. So it's
Sidork.
Oriana and Torin. What are you guys doing? What are you,
I'm
lady
in
and
the
gentleman,
middle,
doing?
behind the big guns.
I feel like
So you're
I
fourth, and you're fifth. You're bringing up the
not-
rear.
What's your
I
AC?
feel like I should not.
I'm
Alright.
not bringing up.
Just
Rats
wait.
come out of nowhere.
Yeah, rat.
You've died a
Damn
lot.
Yeah,
All right,
those
so-
rats hate me.
Before
sorry.
we proceed, am I able to cast Mage Armor?
You we'll assume that you've already cast Mage Armor.
good.
Mage Armor lasts 8 hours, so it's a long-standing one. What you'll just need to do is make sure that you knock off one of your first level spells. And just for convenience sake, I'm going to allow that Mage Armor, if you always take that first level spell off, every time you do a long rest, you're like, well, I normally have 2 first level spells. If you only recognize you have 1 first level spell, then I will say you have Mage Armor all the time.
Okay,
So
so just keep one then.
just knock that 1 first level spell off. You cast Mage Armor when you get up. I think it's just going to be more convenient for us,
Yes.
for purposes of the game, to not have to translate back and forth. If it's ever not on you, you'll need to know what your AC is, because I could have cast Dispel Magic or something on you,
Right.
which is what will happen down the road. You guys start trooping out, right? You get 5, 10, 15 feet into the corridor, and suddenly there's a as dice.
Archer slits activate.
Archer slits activate.
Let's go.
You're walking there, and arrows fire from a small alcove above the stone door on the right towards you. They come flying at you. One of them definitely hits you, because I've got a 23, and I don't think your AC is quite that high.
Sister.
It's 20.
Yeah. So what you're 8 because you're wearing what type of armor?
Chainmail.
Chainmail. Yeah, okay. The other one misses, but that first one hits you and does 5 points of piercing damage. So it catches you in a grieve.
I'm at 8
Could I,
hearts or so.
at any point, cast Blade Ward?
you will be able to, in an initiative round or whatnot, be able to cast Blade Ward. I don't. That's a first level spell. It might not be such a great use at this juncture.
It's a cantrip.
Oh, is Blade Ward only a cantrip? Well, there you go. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's one of the ones you picked.
Is that a thing you
Yeah,
Cool.
you extend your hand and trace a sigil of warding in the air until your end of your next turn. You have resistance against bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing damage.
That's awesome. Cuts the damage in half. So, you're standing there, right where you are, right there, in this corridor that's only 20 feet long. It's now your action. What are you gonna do?
I'm going to take cover behind my shield.
All right. Take full cover. I don't know how that works in this particular version of the
hallway?
game.
Is it only 5 feet?
I thought it was 20 by 5.
20 by
or something.
15, wasn't it?
Your shield is only going to give you a +2. It's acknowledged that it's already there. You can actually use your shield for cover. So would you like to do something else instead?
Can I pull the arrow out of my body?
Yeah, absolutely. Of course. Yeah, you can do that by just as a draw your weapon action. Draw the arrow from your body. Is there anything else you'd
Throw
like
it
to
back.
How far down can I see from where I'm standing
Oh
right now?
gosh, this is only a 20-foot long corridor, and you're standing at the 10-foot mark, right? So there's you and somebody else in the room. You and then Sidork,
only
and
5
then
feet wide?
there's no one else in the room.
It's only 5 feet wide.
The room is 15 feet
Oh,
wide.
15
but you've
feet.
all gone in a row
Right.
because you went through the door.
But it's wide enough that I could technically go around Yushiri and rush the door.
Yeah.
yes, I just would like to know what Yashir would like
okay.
to do first. Yeah.
I'm going to rush the door.
Okay, you rush the door.
Sibling rivalry.
This is why I don't like her.
Okay, so you step again to the next 5. You step forward, and an arrow fires again. I'll drop the die, missing you this time. In the meantime, 2 arrows fly at Sidork. And what's your armor
12.
class? So both of them hit you. You've taken 10 points of damage.
Shit.
I'm down.
Yeah.
Drops to the ground.
I'm gonna apply some
Tiger
healing
bomb.
salve. Tiger A535.
Okay, so you start charging the door. You get there. We'll get to you in a moment. Sidork goes down.
Sidork-
Drayden is next. What do you do,
Sidork
Drayden?
drops in front of me, and I'm
Yes.
like, brother! I whip out the A535 and carefully apply it to the wound area as I rip out the arrows.
Okay, as you do that, 2 arrows are shot at you.
All right, I don't care.
16.
You take 10 damage.
Fuck.
But you have managed to apply the unguent.
As I hit.
Yes. And so roll the health, the healing that
Oh, sure, yeah.
the
I roll it?
Kjolham's ointment does.
Sure. So it's 2d8 plus 2 to my bro. That would be 6 damage return. Sorry, I rolled really
That's
shitty.
6 more than I had.
And a fourth of the tube has been used up.
And how many hit points do you have left?
3 for her.
You have 3?
I have 3. Yeah. I'm
Okay,
fine.
all right. So, definitely in a tight state here. Torin, make an investigation check.
Are we standing on like a little like pressure pad or something? Oh god.
Yeah, you're not too sure why these arrows are firing out.
We really are
It's
a
causing you to
party
cry though.
family.
You're burst into tears. And you're just flashing back to all the times you've fallen to your death and doom.
You're like, take that. The dust.
Meanwhile, a rat attacks you from behind.
You don't have to have some sort of weird experience with Paylor like Torin did. Bro, I'll save you from that.
Cool.
Heroes never die.
Oh, you say that as you wake up?
Yeah, wake up. Yeah, nobody has said
Just
anything. to you. You
flashbacks.
didn't actually. You didn't die, and no spare the dying was cast upon you, and ointment was prepared. You're up. You're laying down. You're ready to go.
Because I'm a hero.
All right. So you're at the door. You haven't done anything yet, Oriana. You're taking up the rear. So make an investigation check of your own.
Wow.
There is a small amount of dirt on the bottom of your fingernails. You're thinking like, oh, I need to get that out, and you've missed completely.
Oh, yeah.
You're like, people are getting shot with arrows and falling, and you have missed all of that entirely.
Ugh, one's cracked.
Oh my god, that's heinous.
Silly slave.
You don't even.
I just came back.
Yeah, it just came out. That's the heroes never die, silly slave. What? Just natural things that Sidork says. So yeah, let's see who's taken action. You've provided ointment. You've had to come back from the dead. You failed. You may make what would you like to do with the door?
Fail.
I'll check the door, see if I can get it open quick so we have some cover.
Absolutely. You can open the door.
Can I blow it open?
You mean blow the dirt out from underneath your fingernail?
Thaumaturgy.
You shoulder the door.
Isn't
Give me an athletics check.
That's prestidigitation, right? Because they can clean up your own clothes and stuff.
Oh, I'm such a useless sorcerer.
Sorceress.
That's at 14 before, even if you're not proficient in
I prefer
athletics.
sorcerer.
Yeah, 14.
So yeah, you're more than sufficient at. All right, so you attempt to open the door. You roll your athletics check. That's a 14. You open the door with a solid shoulder from your bulging lats, and you the door open. You got a +4 strength. You're like one of the strongest people in the world.
Yeah.
And the door opens. I'll describe what you see beyond. It is now, I believe it was Sidork's turn. So Sidork, what would you like to do?
What's even happening in front of us? Are we like attacking anything? Or are we just still trying to go through that door, right?
Well, I've opened the door. I'm
towards the door.
run towards the door.
Just
Okay, if you want.
That's all we need. That's all we
I
need
should
to
go
do.
through the door.
Run, brother.
Run
You're
to the door.
wounded.
Push her
Will you
forward.
put the stuff back on me if I fall?
I'll rub you. Yeah.
Alright. We're only half siblings, so it's only half weird. Okay, yeah, I guess I'll go past Yashiria.
All right, you get up to run, and
She's like standing in front of the door because she just opened it.
Yeah.
Yashiria has opened the door and is looking through. Sidork, you get up to run. As soon as you stand up, 2 arrows are fired at you. Both of them hit you. You take 10 damage.
Okay, well, thank you for preemptively promising you'll rub it on me. Rub me out.
Thanks for your preemptive promise. I needs it.
I'm gonna make Yashiria bring you back now.
Yeah.
All right, so Sidork crumples to the ground with yet more arrows.
You can make some death saves for a
poking
while.
out of his,
It's the only way
his
you'll
green
learn.
orcish flesh. What are you doing, Drayden?
I'm gonna drag Sidork's body to Yashiria.
All right, so you go to do that, and a couple of arrows are shot at you. They miss you, and then you drag him further, and 2 more arrows are shot at you, and 1 hits you, doing 5 damage.
Well, I fall too.
All right, so that was your action. It is now Torin's turn. Torin, your friends are just getting pinned. Make an investigation check with advantage.
I would like to investigate why they're
With advantage. Please roll 2 d20s.
20. Yeah.
A natural
Yes.
20? Okay, so I'm just going to assume that based on the stupidity of your friends, the gods have smiled down upon you.
Taylor's like, oh god.
Yeah,
I'm sorry,
yeah.
Torrent, I'm sorry.
Paylor's like, I don't want these ones.
Not him again, not him.
So there's a pressure plate, and you watch them constantly pushing down the pressure plate. And it is
I keep on being like,
yeah, you're literally dabbing on the pressure plate.
Sidork's like,
Sidork is literally like, being all angsty and emo and 90s
With
grunge.
his red hair.
It is 15 feet long, but it's only 5 feet wide. But because they move from door to door, they're walking and tromping on the pressure plate. And every time it goes down, another arrow gets dispensed into the area. And there's 3 holes, and they get dispensed.
For some reason, I had a feeling that Yashiria should have done like a rolling dive to the left or the right.
Yes.
But I was like,
No one cares. They're like, run for the door, Yashiria! And she's like,
right
okay.
down the middle.
So everyone else just ran down the middle too, thinking this is the smartest way to go. Nonetheless, you've realized it. If you don't step on the pressure plate, which you can easily avoid it's just an easy difficulty 5 athletics check or
+5
acrobatics to just go along the edge,
do, like,
or do some sort of
lazy, like,
really
those
kick-ass
things
run
that-
along the wall like
Yeah.
Jet Li or Jackie
Yeah.
Chan. You can do that.
That would be awesome. I will do that.
Tell
Okay.
us about it.
Should I scream at them? They're like dead.
Yeah, they're all laying there
Scream at their
unconscious.
lifeless bodies.
They're all
Get off the pressure plate.
Like,
okay. So you go to move. Can I get? You look up. You see all of this trauma. Can I get a check from you as well? Investigation check with
Can I
advantage.
yell
Just
to her?
wait a second. Something real important.
And tell her.
Not that one.
So roll that twice. You should have 2 of them. Yeah, there we go.
18.
Oh, beauty. So if they continue to depress the pressure plate arrows will continue to be fired into their body. Every arrow that gets shot into them is a failed death save. They have very little time before they die at this point because those arrows will continue to punch their dying frames and further force them to die. You see this just as Torin has elected to run around them. And you could have an opportunity to stop him from doing so and maybe have him haul someone off a pressure plate. I mean, you are a slave. You could definitely let your family, in quotation marks, die.
That is true.
Yeah,
I mean,
totally.
I don't really like very many.
And it would just be you and me and maybe one or two of these other people playing this game, and I'd send the rest of them upstairs to cry.
We
What
drink
did
beer.
I pay you for?
So,
You don't
for the first time ever, I actually yell without taking any direction. Torin, don't move! Pull one of the bodies!
Oh, well, that's a plan.
I guess so.
Sure. I'll do that.
Just don't go around it, you idiot! God. It doesn't solve the problem, it makes it worse.
I give her a nasty look. But I'm like,
mid wall run. Like,
I'm like, wait, I have an idea. We should remove the bodies from the pressure plate.
Can I use acid splash, please?
You'd kill your friends. Literally kill everyone. You would kill everyone except Yashiri at this point.
Okay, I move over to Sidork and I start
that name.
Yeah, you.
tugging on him
So
and trying
give
to
me
move
that
this giant
acrobatics check that you
fat
need
ass
to, but
body.
instead of going past them, you're gonna pull Sidork
Correct,
onto
but I'm gonna
the-
stay as far to the
Oh,
side.
perfect. Yeah. Are you gonna grab a?
and like flinging him.
You've only spoken. You can give me your roll. You've only spoken. So are you also going to rush forward and try to haul one of these people to the side so that they don't get turned into a
Pincushion?
porcupine?
Porcupine?
Shish kebab?
You only need one stick for a shish kebab. What'd you get?
I got 12.
That is more than enough. You pull Sidork's heavy, green, meaty body
I've
to
got
the
him by the
side.
dreads.
Actually, Sidork's not even that meaty. You actually pull a dread
too
right
wired.
out. It looks like
Put
it
it
was.
in my pocket for
It looks like it was loose already and was just like hanging out. It wasn't even like you didn't pull it from scalp. It was already detached.
It was kind of just
Like how
interwoven with the other dreads.
But Sidork's dreads look fucking awesome because Sidork's charisma is what?
3.
Your charisma?
3 total
Plus 3.
charisma.
No, you're plus 3.
16.
I have 3 charisma.
3 charisma.
I have 3.
Yeah, plus 3. So 16 is pretty high charisma. You're one of the upper echelons. You know, you're like
really hunky.
a Miley Cyrus level of charisma. Just so you know.
That is pretty high.
That's
You are
pretty-
incredibly handsome, I might say. I think to myself as I'm dying.
Sorry, not, I got it wrong. You're like a Billy Ray Cyrus, not a
There you
level
go.
of charisma. Like, because I want
At least
to
I'm not
match
like
the proper
Horse
sex.
Face Cyrus.
Horseface Cyrus.
Yeah, it's the trace.
We are very
That sounds like
handsome.
an orcish friend you had when you were young.
Horse Face Cyrus, I know, right?
Horseface Cyrus.
Horse Face Cyrus.
Please write that down. That sounds like a great and fun name.
Would you like to
So
be saved?
you pull Sidork
Yes.
off to the side.
Yes.
Please.
An arrow is shot into the pressure plate where Sidork was. And you also?
I look at the scene
Yep.
and I see how easily Torin moves Sidork.
It's not gonna
And
be
so
that easy
in
with
my
me.
head, I think I can do that. And so I rush forward, grabbing onto Drayden and try to accomplish the exact same thing.
Perfect. Okay, so I would like you to make an acrobatics or athletics check. So when using dexterity, one uses strength. If you're proficient in either or neither, that's fine. You're just going to be base, I think, +2.
They're both
on
+2.
So just roll it up. I am not looking... I'm looking for like a 12. So all you need to roll is 10. It's a 50-50.
Yeah!
17.
17.
Beauty, 19.
Yeah.
You run along the edge, skipping across that 2-foot gap. It's 2 feet.
throws
It's
a
not like it's
rock.
a small thing.
Hopscotch.
Kneel down. You pull Drayden's unconscious, heavy scale mail. Is scale mail right?
Chainmail.
Chainmail wearing body off to the
I
side.
definitely used magic for this.
And yeah, it does, you're like, oh, and that nail that was chipped fully breaks.
No.
You take 4 damage.
4 shame damage. No, just-
Drayden, when you wake up, you owe me a manicure.
Yes, again.
Yeah, right.
He'll carpentry one. He'll carpentry a manicure set for you.
So be a chair.
Fake nail.
I'm gonna make Sidork shake the chair so it's like one of those vibrating chairs.
Should make it like a
Vietnamese.
I was gonna say
nail
you'll make like
salon.
a wooden Vietnamese person to like.
You haul the rest of the bodies through the stone door opening that Yashiria has made. The two unconscious people are laying in a sprawling heap next to each other. So, I need both of you to make death saves.
Right. Bro, let's do a clink.
So don't roll them yet.
But this was.
Hold on 1 second. You're going to roll 2d20s each, but not yet. You're going to hold them both. Who shall you spare first?
Drayden.
And then Sidor.
That was quick.
Okay.
Yeah, that was
So-
too quick for my
choice there, sister.
Both
Not a
of
hard
you
decision.
did not suffer an extra arrow wound to already have one failure. So what I need you to both do is both of you roll your double d20s. Yep, that's Aaron for you. Roll those double d20s, and then you're going to roll a third.
What? All right.
So,
I rolled 2 5s. That's a lot.
so you you there's how many 5s?
4.
I rolled
3.
a 5 and a 4, and
A 5 and a 5.
Wow, so you have twice failed when
And you want one
Yashiria places a hand to spare the dying.
saying,
Yes,
say it.
go ahead.
Say it out loud.
What do you
I
say?
want to hear it for myself.
Heroes never die.
That was so angry.
Yes, well, she's got to do it again. So she's like, seriously, stop dying.
I told you.
Okay, while that is going on, you will need to make your third death save. Sidork lives because
Heroes never die.
so. You gotta come up with something new.
I will. I'll do
All right.
something.
So, Drayden, I don't know what gods Drayden worships or what Drayden believes in as sort of an afterlife.
Himself.
My family.
Yes. So, what happens is that you fall on the pressure plate. The world is ended. You awaken and you're at the foot of a mountain surrounded by mists. There really doesn't seem to be anything to do but to begin to climb the mountain. So you
Seems like a good challenge.
you like challenges. So you athletically begin to climb the mountain, weighed down with all of your worldly goods and your worldly thoughts and all of the goals and aspirations that you had. They pull you back regularly, but you believe that the goal in the pursuit here should be to climb the mountain. The mists, though, are burned off in a scalding, hot, white, intense light. It is so hot, you begin to feel like you're cooking in your chainmail armor, and all of the things that were weighing you down pull you even more as the sweat breaks out upon your brow, and your hands and palms get all sweaty, and you slip on a pretty integral and important climbing grab. Your hand slips. You don't have, what's that rope that they hold, the...
I'm not on belay.
Yeah, you're not on belay, but suddenly you are on belay. Paylor's on belay. Because as your hand...
Lore.
Belay lore. No, I don't think that one's going to stick. Paylor's light suffuses your frame, and you hear...
Heroes never die.
And you awaken to your friend's 0 hit points.
And I whisper just gently, Yashiria.
What's up?
Yeah, I'm back.
And
Guess who's
Sidork,
back?
I have a picture for you. So if you could pass that
Drayden's
to,
back.
you pass that to Julianna.
Tell a friend. Guess who's back? Guess who's
You're laying upon the ground.
Guess who's back?
You look up. There is a woman standing over you. She looks vaguely orc-like, vaguely mother-like. There is a damp, dark cave everywhere around you, suffusing. Your first thought is...
Mother.
And the woman smiles gently at you. You can see the lower orcish tusks there, those tiny tusks. She slowly shakes her head, but the smile never leaves. And that's when she's hit by a burst of radiant light. She cries out, and her whole entire visage transforms. She is Luthic, she who dwells in the caves. She is the one with which you've made your oath and have sworn your allegiance to. You gain all your power and benediction from her, and yet Paylor is demanding you return from this place, from the place where your mortal shell, when you leave your mortal shell, your soul will go to this place and be forever with her to serve her at her whim, and you're being drawn out of the cave. It's like a platonic cave of ideals. You feel like at home it is very much in nature with what you wanted out of things, and you are drawn back, pulled forcibly, searingly. All the new grown hairs on your back that Drayden has so painstakingly shaved regularly for you are seared from you as though you've gone through laser hair removal. And the last thing you hear is
Light's blessings upon you.
What?
yes, and your eyes open and there's Yashirio once again saving the party.
Raise a glass and drink with the enemy. Raise a glass and sing with the enemy. And I'm not gonna do this on my own. And raise a glass and toast to the enemy. Raise a glass and sing to the enemy. And I'm not gonna do this on my own.
This concludes this episode of Tavern Tales, a curated Dungeons & Dragons 5e game set in the Tales of the Yawning Portal adventure module by Wizards of the Coast. Our intro and outro music is the song Tavern Tales by the Bad Billy Band. You can find out more about the Bad Billy Band on iTunes or at www.badbillyband.com, or follow them on Twitter at badbillyband. Thanks for listening. Please feel free to leave us a review on iTunes or find us on Twitter at tavern_tales. We'll be back next week with more of the adventure.